A certain type of energy and mindset has to exist in a person for them to tell you this challenge is too big, aim lower. They have to have a certain lack of belief in themselves. That's just a simple fact of the matter. You have to understand that your identity is different from theirs. You are a winner. You are a fighter. You are somebody that is willing to try. You are somebody that has enough courage and belief in himself that you look at that challenge, you can identify that this is going to be challenging. You can identify that this is going to be a great level of adversity. But even still, because of your core psychological beliefs, because of your belief systems. You know what I'm saying? You say, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to bet on me and I'm going to go try and do this thing. Because what if I fucking win? And even if I fucking lose, I'm still going to win through lessons and feedback or whatever. But you have to understand, this person does not think the same as you. This person probably doesn't want the same things that you want out of life. And if they do want the same things that you want out of life, they probably don't want it bad enough. They don't want it bad enough to suffer through the pain and agony of defeat, of coming up short, the embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? There are things that are more important to that person, like self-preservation. There are things that are more important to that person, like not embarrassing themselves. There are things that are more important to that person that's telling you aim lower, that are just not as important to you. YouTube, what's going on? I just wanted to discuss a particular idea that was on my mind right now. You know what I'm saying? Tell me if you've had this issue before. You're an ambitious person. You're probably a young person or a relatively young person, and you want to accomplish a lot of things in life. You want to do something. You want to be something. Maybe you want to buy a particular car, buy a house. You know what I'm saying? Or even if you're still in school, you want to go to a particular college. You know what I'm saying? Anytime that you have in your life dreamed big, had some kind of goal or aspiration that seemed like a tall order. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody that comes along and says, you know what? I don't know if that's the best. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's somebody that comes along and says, you know, you should aim lower, because to me, this doesn't seem very attainable. If you know me, if you've watched this channel for a while, you know what I'm saying? You can probably guess that to me, these are like my arch nemesis. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are like, to me, these are the worst type of people. Let me explain what the situation is with these individuals, right? The problem with these people is that they have gone through life. They're usually older niggas, right? It's interesting how, and let me say this about life. Life is hard, right? And I don't like to say things like that. Life can be challenging. Let me say it like that. And because of the challenges that one may experience in life, oftentimes, if your psychology is not strong enough, it can be altered and manipulated, and you can ultimately just get bullied by life into this like submissive position of like not even trying, not even believing that things that are great are possible for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, life has a way of bullying all the ambition out of you, right? This is my issue. That's not a problem. That's a very human reaction. You know what I'm saying? Humans have like a way or a tendency of like, you know, cause and effect. You know what I'm saying? So I saw something. I am now being conditioned to believe this. I am now being conditioned to go through life operating in this fashion. And so because of that, you know, this is how I move with life as a result of the challenges that life has brought me. I have no problem with that. Me personally, I think it's kind of pussy, but I have no problem with that, right? My problem is that they take this pussy ass, loser ass mindset, right? They take this pussy ass, loser ass, quitter ass, weak ass belief system, and they come to somebody that is strong enough to dare to dream big. They come to somebody that is ambitious enough, that believes in themselves and their ability and believes in life enough to believe that, you know, this great thing that also, it's very challenging. The likelihood is not that high of me doing it, but I believe in myself enough to say, you know what, against all odds, I'm going to bet on me and I'm going to try to do this thing, right? They take their loser mindset, they bring it to this strong person, this ambitious person, and they try to poison the mind. They try to poison and alter. Ultimately, they're trying to pervert, you know what I'm saying, this ambitious mind and try to get him to, you know, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Change his aims, change his views, change his ambitions, change his intentions, try to change the trajectory of his mission. You know what I'm saying? Try to get him to aim lower. The question is, are they doing it out of malicious intent, Or are they doing it in an effort to protect the person from the pain of disappointment? You know what I'm saying? Regardless, this shit is wrong, right? I'm going to explain to you why this shit is stupid and why you shouldn't listen to these people. You know what I'm saying? Why you should never listen to a doubter. You know what I'm saying? The problem is this. Let's go through the malicious thing, right? The problem is this. If someone is approaching you from a malicious perspective and they're trying to get you to pivot and alter what your aims and intentions are, they're trying to get you to be less ambitious in life. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, right? Okay, well let's operate under the assumption that you can't objectively tell this person is your enemy. Let's say they're presenting as your friend, but really they're just on some hater shit, right? Regardless, if you listen to somebody that's trying to get you to aim lower, you are going to be missing out from certain key experiences that you will receive as a result of aiming so high. One of those experiences is learning from the failure, right? Let's say you aim high, you fail, and now you're sick, right? You're disappointed in yourself. You're disappointed in the fact that you didn't attain blah, 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 whatever. The only thing that you have left is not defeat. That's not the only thing that's left in the situation. You also have the feedback. You are now farther along than the person that's telling you don't do it, right? You have a better perspective. Now you can go to that person and say, you know what? You told me not to do it, even though you've never tried. You said it would be too hard to accomplish. And for right now, you're right? For right now, you can stand on what you're saying. But because I even had the courage to try, because I even dared to try, because I went into that experience and I lost, I now understand what not to do. I now understand what it feels like to be in that situation and scenario. I now understand some of the challenges that I may experience. And now that I'm out of that situation, when it's time to try again, I might be better prepared to handle that scenario. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if I were to listen to you and never try, period, I would have no idea what I'm going up against. You know what I'm saying? So you have the feedback, right? And there's also the chance that you could possibly win. You know what I'm saying? If you listen to that person with that malicious intent that's disguising himself as a friend, right? And you say, you know what? You're probably right. I'm not even going to try. You are going to be robbing yourself of the chance and opportunity to actually prove that person wrong. You know what I'm saying? And now, if you were to prove that person wrong, you now have an instance in life where you can look back and say, you know what? Niggas hate it, niggas doubt it, and I tried anyway, and at that point in my life, I was successful, so why wouldn't I be successful now? You know what I'm saying? So it's important when you meet these people, it's important for you to understand there are certain experiences that you're going to be able to have in failure and in success as a result of going against the advice of the hater or going against the advice of somebody that's telling you not to do something, right? At the very least, regardless of the experiences that you have with the person, it's pivotal for you to understand that a certain type of energy and mindset has to exist in a person for them to tell you this challenge is too big, aim lower, right? They have to have a certain lack of belief in themselves. That's just a simple fact of the matter. You have to understand that your identity is different from theirs. Right? You are a winner. You are a fighter. You are somebody that is willing to try. You are somebody that has enough courage and belief in himself that you look at that challenge, you can identify that this is going to be challenging. You can identify that this is going to be a great level of adversity. But even still, because of your core psychological beliefs, because of your belief systems, you know what I'm saying? You say, win, lose, or draw, I'm going to bet on me and I'm going to go try and do this thing. Because what if I fucking win? And even if I fucking lose, I'm still going to win through lessons and feedback or whatever. But you have to understand, this person does not think the same as you. This person probably doesn't want the same things that you want out of life. And if they do want the same things that you want out of life, they probably don't want it bad enough. They don't want it bad enough to suffer through the pain and agony of defeat, of coming up short, the embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? There are things that are more important to that person, like self-preservation. There are things that are more important to that person, like not embarrassing themselves. There are things that are more important to that person that's telling you aim lower, that are just not as important to you. So a core thing that you need to understand is that you are not the same as this person. If you are not secure within yourself, then you will fail. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to be able to say to yourself, I'm not the same as this person, right? If you don't even know who you are, if you haven't decided who you are yet. You You know what I'm saying? So if you're still struggling with, the opinions of other people, battling against the opinions of other people, you know what I'm saying? Then this is something that you need to consider, right? Me personally, I've decided within myself that I'm going to try and get what I want out of life, regardless of the judgment that people have for me, because I love me. I think I'm a genius. I think I'm talented. I think I'm cool. I think I have a lot of great things to bring to the table. And regardless of who fucks with me or who doesn't, I know that I have value within myself to the point where if someone else doesn't fuck with me, I can find another crowd that fucks with me. And if nobody fucks with me, I fuck with myself because I know my value is undeniable. You have to be secure within yourself in order for you to even begin this conversation. In order for you to do this, you got to be so secure within yourself where it's like, you're telling yourself yes so confidently, so so boldly, you know what I'm saying, that you can actually stand 10 toes against somebody that's telling you no. But if you're questionable within yourself and someone is coming and telling you no, introducing doubt to you, the doubtful force within yourself and the doubtful force within that other person are going to come and knock you off that fence, and you're not going to do it. You know what I'm saying? So when you're trying to do something that's big, and when you're trying to be ambitious, you got to really believe in yourself and understand that this is achievable and you have what it takes. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. So number one, you got to understand they are being bullied by life. They don't even really like you. Y'all are not the same people, and you can win. And even if you lose, you know what I'm saying, there's still a certain amount of feedback and wisdom and value that you can derive from going and trying this thing and failing. You know what I'm saying? That's how you deal with the malicious person. With the malicious person, you got to understand we are not even the same people in the first place. You're not living my life. You don't want the same things as me. You don't have the same belief systems as me. So why would I listen to you? You know what I'm saying? And you're a fucking hater in the first place. You know what I'm saying? But this is under the pretense that you can't tell that they're hating, right? Now let's talk about why you shouldn't listen to somebody that's telling you to aim lower, but they're actually trying to protect you, right? What you got to understand is this, right? And then oftentimes, these are our parents. These are our friends. These may be our teachers. You know what I'm saying? What you got to understand is this, right? They understand how cruel the world can be, and they're trying to keep you from experiencing that torment. They're trying to keep you from experiencing worst case scenario. They're trying to, they've been through certain experiences in life where it's like, damn, bruh, if I were to just play it safe, I wouldn't be in the position that I am now. I understand. That's a very reasonable argument, right? But that's where you have to ask yourself, do you really want this? Right? You have to be secure within yourself to understand, you know what? I want this bad enough to risk the embarrassment, to risk hitting rock bottom. Now, let me also say this. Let me also say this. Don't do no stupid ass shit. Don't listen to this video and then say, you know what, I'm gonna bet my last $20 on. Don't be a fucking idiot. Okay, let's be intelligent. All right, let's make sure we're taking calculated risk. Right? What I am talking about is people trying to divert you from being ambitious. People trying to divert you from trying to get into that school. People trying to divert you from trying out for the varsity team in your high school, and you're a freshman and only juniors and seniors get on that team, and you're a freshman. No one ever does that. Look, bruh, what I'm saying is this. People are trying to protect you from disappointment. Very noble, very reasonable, very, very loving of them. But again, y'all are not the same people. When you were trying to do this thing in the first place, did you not consider that? You know what I'm saying? When you were trying to get on that varsity team, did you not consider the idea that a freshman doesn't have a high likelihood of getting on this team, and they're probably going to deny you just because you're a freshman? You're probably going to have to prove to a greater extent than the seniors that you can play basketball. You know what I'm saying? And that's just going to create an uphill battle for you. Did you not consider that? You already knew that. The likelihood of you being successful in this challenging and ambitious venture is already going to be hard. You already considered that. You know what I'm saying? So this same disappointment that they are in fear of and that you are already aware of is not big enough and strong enough to divert you. It all comes back to the idea that you are not the same as them. You know what I'm saying? I was explaining to a friend one time, and I was telling her, like, yo, in this world, there are pessimistic people and there are optimistic people. Pessimistic people look at the trajectory, or no, they look at the world from a downward perspective. Just follow me. They look at the world from a downward perspective. Optimistic people look at the world from a upward perspective. So when we see when we have two people and we have the same opportunity, we have a scholarship that's hard to get. We have a job that's hard to get. We have a position that's hard to get. We have a goal or a metric that is hard to achieve. The pessimistic person looks at this same situation and says, you know what? I don't think I could do it. Everybody's going to be trying to achieve the same thing. What's the likelihood that what is so great about me that I'll be able to, you know what I'm saying? All of the thoughts that they have when looking at the situation will be revolving around doubt and reasons that they can't do it. The optimistic person is thinking, what if I could? You know, what can I do to make this more of a reality? What can I do to make this more of a possibility? You know what I'm saying? How can I win? You know what I'm saying? The pessimistic person is saying, I'm going to lose because of this. The optimistic person is saying, I'm going to win because of this. You know what I'm saying? The fact that you dared to even set this as a goal for yourself identifies you as an optimistic person. If you were a pessimistic person, you would have wrote off that situation in the first place. This is a highly unlikely venture that you're about to get on. This is challenging. It's ambitious. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? So if you were a pessimistic person, if you were pessimistic, you would have already off the jump said, this is not possible for me. What am I doing? I'm not even going to try. The fact that you set this as a goal says, I'm an optimistic person. Now it's time for you to understand that you and your parents, you and your teachers, you and your friends that are telling you that you should aim lower, you're not the same type of person as them. You are not the same level of fear that disappointment creates in them. It does not create the same level of fear in you. The same level of belief that you have in yourself, they don't share that same sentiment. Y'all are not the same people. So you cannot operate on the same logic and live life on the same philosophy as them. The fact of the matter is, bro, in life, good and bad things are possible. Success and failure is possible. Pessimistic people live on the notion that failure is the only outcome. You know what I'm saying? You can win. Again, what I'm saying is, don't do no dumbass shit. Okay, don't go fucking, you know what I'm saying, bet your last on the possibility of you being able to win. That's fucking stupid. You know what I'm saying? Don't quit your job if you don't have a good reason to believe like, yeah, like I'm going to win with whatever I'm trying to do. Listen, don't be a fucking idiot. You know what I'm saying? You could be ambitious, but don't be drunk off ambition. Okay? So, boom, back to my conversation. What I'm saying is this. The same things that attracted you about that situation, those people don't share that sentiment. So it's important for you to identify and be able to acknowledge that I am not the same as my mom. I'm not the same as my friends. I'm not the same as my parents. I'm not the same as my doubters. I don't speak the language of doubt. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not even going to listen to you right now. I'm going to go find somebody that believes in themselves so they can see the world the way I'm seeing the world. And they can talk to me. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not like you don't have doubt. It's not like you don't have the fear of disappointment. It's just that your fear is not as big as theirs. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find an iron that can sharpen your iron. You know what I'm saying? You can't find somebody that's going to make you dull and make you more like them. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I wanted to say about that conversation. I hope, I don't know. I hope you guys resonated with that. I love you guys. Listen to that voice in your head that's saying you can do it. Avoid people that say that you can't. That's all. All right, bye.